Hey guys, welcome to Random Sauce. You have no idea how happy I am to be recording this intro. A couple days ago, I set up all the equipment, the board, the microphone, the computer, and the hard drive, ready to record this very intro. However, I could not get power to my hard drive. This was the second drive that was about to fail on me this week. That's right, I already had one drive fail on me, so you can tell how excited I was to have a second drive also go out on me. And that has a lot of stuff on it that I don't want to lose. Like it has things that I like. It has all my work on it. It has all my projects. Not everything. I've got other drives, but come on. This is a drive that I need backed up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out and buy a hard drive to back everything up because I did get the drive working. It was a power issue. I actually had to take the hard drive out of the housing it was in and just put the straight hard drive into a toaster I have and plug that in and power it up, and it reads. It works. However, I'm going to have to back this stuff up. It's a nice little lesson, a hard lesson to learn sometimes. So when I was about to record, at that time, my hard drive would not plug in. It would not work. It would not power up. So I was going around my place looking for other electronics that had the same power device to try and power it up, thinking maybe the wiring was wrong. I was going around for about 20 minutes, and then I gave up because I said, this is it. I've got other things to do today than record an intro. That's it. I can't do any more. So here we are. We're back. I've got the hard drive working again. I didn't give up. I didn't quit. I continued on until I found the solution. That's kind of apt for today's episode of Random Sauce, the art of quitting. That's right. Dan and I discuss the art of quitting. But before we get into today's episode, please head on over to randomsauce.net. I read that kind of like a horse. Random Sauce. Wasn't there a talking horse at one point? A long time ago. randomsauce.net. I just did it again, damn it. randomsauce.net. There you go. Head on over there where you can listen to all our past and future episodes of Random Sauce for free. That's right. We're not asking for any money. No money. Nothing. No money. Just head on over there. All the episodes are not like that, by the way. We're not just sitting there going, hello, thanks for listening. We don't do that. I'm doing that now, however, right here. So randomsauce.net, just go. We've got a ton of episodes there, and it keeps building and building and building. That's kind of what you do when you do something you like. You just keep going with it. And as you'll hear in today's episode, Dan quits one job, moves to the other, quits that job, moves to the other. He's turned it into a complete art. Yeah, he quits a lot. He's a quitter. Dan is a quitter. But not in a negative way. This man is a genius. He's turned it into an art. It's unbelievable. We discuss it. It's all happening. If you like what you're hearing, please subscribe. And thank you for listening. Thanks, guys. Enjoy today's episode. Again, it's called The Art of Quitting.
Hey-o, 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 hey-o.
We're actually doing this.
Yeah.
We're doing it momentarily while you get the levels just right and get them where we want to hear them. In a world that ain't so perfect, if you know what I mean.
In a world that ain't so perfect, if you know what I mean.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. None of us can do that voice.
No.
We can't do Morgan Freeman.
Nope. I'm not even going to try.
No, don't. Don't even try. Don't even try.
Yep.
So, Dan, we were talking earlier, way earlier, actually, about a year ago.
I think I recall that. Yeah, I remember that.
I am, now look what you're doing. Perfect for a podcast. Look what you're doing. Look and see what's happening here, folks.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Let me describe to you what's happening here. He just got up from his chair, touched the soundboard, and
that
sat
ain't no
back down
soundboard.
again. Well, it is what it is, and it's no soundboard. So, a year ago, we talked about quitting jobs.
Yes.
Dan, I would love to hear. I don't recall all of them, but this is the perfect place for it, Dan. This is perfect. So clearly, we're going to talk about
Quitting jobs.
Quitting jobs right now. And here's what I'd like to know, just because I'd love for you to just explain that you have an art form to quitting jobs.
I do. I didn't realize that I did until I met you and I told you these stories.
And I said, Dan, you have an art form to quitting jobs. Yep.
Yeah. Well, quitting a job is like so monumental. I always loved making them rememberable.
Right.
I
think before we go any
memorable.
further.
Oh my God, rememberable. That's not a word.
Before we go any further, let's point out that these are jobs that you disliked.
Yeah. I never quit a job that I like, and also these
That's
are jobs.
a good mantra for life. Never quit a job that you like, people. Just if you like it, why the hell would you quit it?
That's true. These are jobs that I worked before I got into doing audio, before I started doing what I do professionally. And I would never do any of this stuff on a job that I'm working on now. But, the first job I had was working as a dishwasher in some shitty mom and pop restaurant.
Right.
And I had enough of it, and I wanted to quit. And so when the head cook was walking behind me, I stopped him, and this is in the middle of a rush. Sunday morning rush.
People coming in,
all
ordering.
the old people are getting the grub.
I want a burger. I want fries with that. Fries come with everything, you asshole. I mean, like, what the hell?
Exactly. So I stopped and I go, wait. And I hold up my hand, as people do to play rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
And so I rock, paper, scissors. I don't remember what I threw or what he threw, but after that I go, all right, I'm done. And I take off my work shirt, I punch out, and I leave.
Yes. See, I love that. That is beautiful. Just like as if basically you decided that day, no matter what, you were going to quit.
No, I decided that second.
Really?
I woke up and was like, Because, I have decided that day that I quit. And in that case, I just sleep in. Work calls me, I don't pick up. I go, I just quit. This is how you're gonna find out that I quit, as I'm just not picking up, and I'm just not coming in.
Is this when you worked at the hospital?
Yeah, I worked as a hospice nurse. I was the only one supposed to be working that night.
I'm just not coming in. I've decided right then and there, I'm sleeping through it. Well, now all the patients will be sleeping too.
Exactly.
Oh, all right. Well, hey, so you decided to. So you decided at that moment, I'm gonna quit, but you could have just said, I quit. But
right.
all of a sudden, you've developed that was the beginning of this art form that you have kind of grown into of quitting these shitty jobs.
Of just like doing it in a way that like makes people go, what the fuck?
Right.
Because, he doesn't know that I had decided that I'm going to quit, and it didn't matter what he threw.
Right.
It didn't matter if I won or lost the game. All he knows is that I challenged him to rock, paper, scissors, and as a result of that, I quit on the spot.
Was he like going, oh, he's playing games with me. Oh, I love rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah,
I play it every day. That's why I'm quitting, you ass.
Exactly.
You're not taking your job seriously. He's going around asking people, all right, rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. You ready? You ready?
Hey, rock,
no,
paper,
you
scissors.
throw rock every time, you idiot.
Right.
But you did rock, paper, scissors, and then you quit.
And then I quit. And
that's what you said. You said, I quit.
Yeah, I said I'm done. I took off my shirt. Because it was, we had to wear our
no shirt, no shoes,
no job.
Right, no job.
So and then I punched out and walked home, and it was I was only at work for probably 20 minutes, and so it was really early morning, probably like 7 or 8, and it was sprinkling. It was in the springtime. It was the greatest walk home that I had ever had in my life. Like I got home, I was drenched, but I was satisfied because I didn't have to spend that day at that shitty job that I hated.
This feeling just washes over you, like, oh, I'm so free.
There's a good feeling.
I'm so free. I'm just walking.
Quitting.
I can do whatever I want right now. Really, you can't, but at that moment, you felt like you could do anything.
Exactly, I could do anything, and
you're playing rock paper scissors with yourself on the way home. You're like, maybe I should have thrown rock, scissors.
No, I didn't even.
But at that point, two things. He in his head was thinking, if it would have gone another way? Would he have stayed?
Right.
Would there have been a more dangerous outcome? Should he have
Right.
picked a different thing?
Like I picked scissors and good. Otherwise, if you picked rock, I had a gun, or I was gonna go postal.
Yeah, it was going to
No.
be crazy, but it wasn't like that. But in any case, though, you can't can you just quit like that, or do they call you back? Do they try to get you back, or do they say we need you, or do they say you're done?
I had one experience after I left. I was going to college, and I had a job at Menards,
which is a home
hardware
improvement
store. It's like-
hardware store.
Right. It's like it's like Home Depot.
Lowe's,
And I was
all those
working in the
people that we
back
wish we were
and-
sponsored by.
Right. This episode brought to you by Menards.
Yeah.
My boss wanted me to work on Saturday. I had an 8-hour class on Saturday, and he scheduled me to work for an 8-hour class. I said, I can't do that. I told you I'm not going to do it. And he's like, well, you have to. I said, well, just so you know, anything I do at school is way more important than anything I ever do here. Like, this is simply an ends to a means, getting money while I go to school. I don't want this job anymore. That's not when I quit, by the way.
I need money for school. I quit.
Right.
I'm done.
But then, so he said, okay, fine, you can come in later. But then he wanted me to come in at like 5 or 6 in the morning. And I said, I'm not going to do that, man. I told you, I can't work at all on Saturday. Saturday, I'm just not working.
Yeah.
Um,
Wait. So you're not working on Saturday? All right. Well, why don't you come in at 5? All right. Why don't you just come in here? I can find something for you to do.
exactly.
I felt like whatever you said you can't do, he's gonna make you do that.
Well, here's the thing.
Was he that kind of boss?
He's that kind of
Yeah.
boss. He worked there for like 30 years, and to him, that job was the best job that he could ever have. And
Good for him.
Right.
Good for him.
So he got really mad at me, and pulled me into the general manager's office and started bringing in like all the people that are in management.
Right.
And so I took a piece of paper. I was gonna write my 2-week notice on it. I just wrote "I quit," and then flipped him the bird and walked out.
Now, do you have these just instinctual moments where you're just going, man, I'm just gonna quit right now?
Yep.
You could, again, the situation approaches itself. You could just say, I quit. No, you write I quit, flip him the bird, and walk out.
Right. Because he was expecting me to write a 2-week notice. He was expecting to read a 2-week notice, but what he read was "I quit."
Right.
And then, so I get a phone call later that day from a different manager, apologizing for trying to make me work when I had school, saying, "No, you're a really good employee." Keep in mind, at every job I've ever had, I've either gotten a promotion to like something management, or I've almost gotten a promotion, but I didn't get it because I was too young.
Right.
So I'm always a great worker at any job that I work at.
You've been working since 8 years old.
Exactly.
Your first job at the public library, counting books.
Kind of books. So she called me and she wanted me to come back tomorrow. She said, big misunderstanding. We want you to keep working. I said, yeah, I'll be there. Be there at noon. I didn't show up.
You didn't show up.
No, F that place.
Yeah.
I'd have to work. I'd still have to work for the same boss. Like nothing would change.
All these places that you're quitting, which are you considered a quitter? You're not a quitter anymore.
No.
But you have an art in quitting, though.
Right. I mean, if you're gonna quit something, do it in a way that is
Creative.
memorable. Creative. Make it yours.
Make it your own. Make the quitting your own, people. Just go out there and really elaborate it. You've seen flash mobs. You've seen proposals. I would love to see like online just videos showing up of quitting. Ways people are quitting.
Right. Well, like that lady who made a dance video and went viral.
Yeah.
That's
That's
acceptable.
That is acceptable. That's fantastic.
But yeah, so I didn't show up for that, and they never called me back. And
are these jobs that you have, are they jobs where the boss is always just an asshole to you and treating you with no respect and just basically not treating you like a human being?
Right.
Should you have been treated like a human being, maybe you would have stayed. Or was it more or less, this job isn't benefiting me, I don't feel like...
It's kind of like a combination of everything. Where there's just little things that the boss makes us do that's like, dude, come on. Like, you're taking this job way too seriously. Like, I used to work at McDonald's. I worked there for 1 month.
It makes it sound like you were gonna say I was there for years. I loved it.
No, I hated that job.
Gosh,
I
the ball
hated
pit.
that job.
I was always in the ball pit.
Well, I was in high school. They thought I was in college, so they were making me work at like 4 15 in the morning. And then summer was ending, and I go with my boss, like, hey, by the way, school's starting up, and I got to go to school. I get like 7. Like, you're in college. I'm like, did you not read my application?
Wait a minute. Should you?
15.
I can't even drive yet, man. I don't even have a car.
Right.
Like, heck, I just got my first girlfriend. I mean, come on.
The fact that I'm riding my shitty bike to work every day doesn't give you like some sort of indication that I'm not in college.
Listen, though, I've seen people in college ride shitty bikes, but let me say this. Even if you were in college, how is it okay to work so early in the morning if you have a class, like, say, at 5 o'clock? I got a 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock class, or some kind of lab or something.
Class in the morning?
Happen.
I guess.
It could happen.
Sure, why not?
I'm not saying it's out of the realm of impossible.
Right.
But should you even be in college, still, that's kind of nobody wants that shift.
Right, no.
Nobody wants it. But, continue on. He said to show up. Or wait, what happened again? Tell us what happened.
Anyway, so that wasn't the moment where I quit.
Okay.
I just thought that was like that was a moment that showed the incompetence of the management and the bosses, everything. Yeah. And there was one other point where I was having a disagreement with the manager, and he's like, "You just gotta blah, 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 blah." And I go, "Dude, what's going on?" And he goes, "You gotta listen to me. I'm the manager." I go, "Yeah, you're a manager at McDonald's." Just like keep that in mind, man. Like you are a manager, yes.
Yeah, but at a McDonald's.
Like it's not that big of a deal, bro.
And listen, maybe that's great for you. Maybe it's bringing you income. Maybe that's how you're living.
Right.
Fantastic. But for me, the wage I'm getting for how I'm being treated, no.
Exactly.
Forget you. I don't care.
So this was the best part of quitting, is that I was doing dishes in the back, and I just had a thought, like, what am I doing? I could be doing so much better things.
A month into it.
Right. What am I doing? I hate this. So I didn't say anything to anybody. I just left.
Wow.
I didn't clock out.
Wow.
I just left. And I was working with a friend at the time. And I ran into him at the bus stop the next morning, and he didn't say anything.
They don't even know you're gone.
So I said, like, so...
They still think you're working back there? You didn't even clock out. They're about to give you a promotion. You're about to get paid more.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. I asked him, like, so how did everything go last night? And they, like, what's up? I'm like, I quit. Wait, you quit? We didn't even realize that you were gone.
You didn't even clock out yet. Man, they were so happy you were doing 24-hour shifts. No one's ever done that. They give you a plaque on the wall.
I was employee of the month, and I wasn't even working
there.
there.
Employee of the month. Wow.
Employee for the 1 month that I worked there.
1 month.
But they didn't even realize that I quit. My question is, okay, who did all the dishes? There were tons of dishes back there that I just said, F it, I'm not going to do these dishes.
They didn't know you quit.
Who did them? No one realized that I quit. I never got a phone call. There was never any kind of conversation between... Even my friend I was working with at the time didn't realize I was gone.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. So, that is quite an art to quitting, my friend. That is fantastic. How do you even... I'm not sure I understand the concept of just going, especially at a moment's notice at times like that where you're like, you know what? I'm just going to quit.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, yeah, excuse me, I'm quitting. You actually just write something down. You do rock, paper, scissors, something creative.
Yeah.
You say, I'm quitting this awful job that I'm in. But,
it's like a moment of clarity, really.
Yeah.
And then you realize, like, they're just people. I'm just a person. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to be here.
Right.
I don't have to.
I'm a growing up.
I can say whatever I want.
I'm an adult.
Exactly. Well, I quit a lot of these jobs before I was an adult.
Okay.
And now that I'm an adult, like, well, first off, I wouldn't get in a position to have a job that I hate so much anyway. But even if I did, I would have enough respect to quit in a way that, well, first off, I've never given a 2-week notice. Never, ever once.
Okay, and I just think we should, real quick, just iterate the fact that, yes, there are people who are looking for jobs, and you're just quitting them.
Right.
You're getting a job and quitting.
Well,
you're taking their job, and you're just quitting.
I knew that I wanted to do something different. I knew that I wanted to start a studio. I wanted to work in something creative. I wanted to do something more than
you had an
burgers.
Inspirational moment where you said, look, I could do something here with my career that could really benefit me in the long run.
Right.
And by doing these short-term jobs, it's not helping me out at all.
Right. And I'm not saying that short-term jobs are bad and you should go out and quit your job immediately, but, like, it gets to a point where just the amount that I hate the job just builds up inside me, and not quitting hurts more than working that job. So it's easier for me to tell my boss to F off than it would be for me to continue on that shift.
Some people are scared to quit. Some people are staying in the job that they're in because they know when they say I quit, that means no more money. And that's not an option for some people.
Right.
For a lot of people.
And luckily I did all this like good old-fashioned quitting when I was younger, and I could just move to a different job, and I didn't have any bills, I didn't have any like responsibilities. So I mean, I would never dream of doing that now.
Right. You're not quitting in a job that's actually pertains to your career.
Right. And I've never done that.
Right.
Well, actually.
Oh, here it is, folks.
Actually, I have.
This is going to be amazing. Here we go.
Okay.
Tell us the story of how you have quit again.
Okay. So I was working at this, and I'm still kind of related to this organization in some ways, so I'm going to be kind of vague.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Okay, so I was working at this job that it was a great starting job, but I had much more experience now, and they
explain what the job is.
Oh, it was live sound.
Okay, so it's working sound. You're doing live events,
and I worked there for 2 years.
Okay, you're working there for 2 years,
and they.
Great relationships, I'm sure.
Well, I mean,
off and on,
yeah. I mean, there were some people I had great relationships with,
right?
And there are other people that made it impossible for me to do my job. Like, I'd say, like, look, my job is to mix, and they'd be like, whoa, mix? What do you mean? Like, I'm the choir director. I tell you, like, no, what the hell? Your job is to make the choir sing good. My job is to mic them, make them sound good, and if someone's singing like shit, then I turn them down in the mix.
Right.
That's just the way it goes.
And we all run into people like that who do not understand your position at your job.
Right.
And they don't let you do it.
Right. And so it was just a constant battle. Every week I had to fight to even do my job. And then they pulled me to the side and said, well, we don't have enough money. We have to give you a pay decrease. This is 2 weeks after I put in for a pay increase because I'd been working there for 2 years.
Right.
At this point, I had a master's degree. When I started, I didn't have any degree. So I went and got my associates, my bachelor's, and my master's.
All well.
Right.
Yeah.
And so at this time, I was also training someone coming up underneath me. So every week they were coming in for about a year, and I was training them. And then one day, I walked in. I did not have any more time for this. And I said, okay, well, I quit, and here's my replacement. And I gave the keys to the guy that I've been training for a year. Because he knew the job inside and out now. He
was scared shitless.
No, man.
Like, oh, my God, I just know how to turn it on and off. I just plug it in. What's going on?
And he knew exactly what to do. And he's still working there now.
He started screaming like that, too. Like, I don't know what to do. Dad, come back. He's a ghost, too. I didn't know that. Oh,
no. Yeah, and they're like, "You can't do that." Like, why?
I can't do that.
Look what I'm doing. I'm doing it right now.
What are you talking about? I can't.
And I mean, it was better because I gave them a trained person who could immediately take the job over.
You didn't completely screw them over.
Right. I gave them someone who would do the job well. This kid now had a job. I was out of a job that I clearly didn't want anymore.
Yeah.
So I think that was like my new age of quitting a job in an artistic way.
Is there any other confessional jobs that you have quitted that you want to confess right here? That's what I mean by that. Is there any other job that you have said, nope, I'm done?
Yeah, there's a job that I...
Oh, my gosh!
There's a job that I worked before I went to
Dan,
school.
what the heck?
Hey, man.
You're a quitting ninja.
Well, okay.
You're an artiste.
Listen to the podcast by Freakonomics called The Art...
the art of quitting.
No, the upside of quitting.
The upside of quitting.
Because they talk about how we as a human species don't want to quit because we feel like the time that we've spent is too valuable to waste on quitting it and not doing it in the future. Like, let's say you did a job for 7 years that required you to be in for 14 years to retire, but you hated that job. You'd say, hey, I've already put 7 years in. I got to put another 7 years in to get to that retiring point. So you put in 7 more years of something that you hate when you could just quit. And people say, okay, well, the last 7 years is too valuable to me. I've already sunk it into this job.
Right.
When you could actually quit that job, start doing something that you love, and then the next 7 years are filled with something that you like versus fitting in a job that you hate.
And let's face it, you have to focus on the things that you love in order to make that happen as your job. You can't be doing a two-sided thing where maybe in the morning you work a shift and then in the evening you're trying to focus on your own career. Well, that can get you started and off the ground. Long term, that's not going to be an option.
Right.
That's not going to work out for you. But real quick here, I think what I'd love to do to wrap this up is to kind of I'll play the boss.
Okay, all right.
And I want to see what you would do in this situation where you, obviously, Dan the employee,
Okay.
who has been working, you've been working for several months, and you're ready to quit.
Oh my God! What's my motivation?
So let's see what the job could be. The job is that I am an ice cream man. Okay,
I would
and
never quit
am,
that job. I love ice cream.
Okay, let's forget that.
Okay.
You are an ice cream man.
Okay.
And I am in control of all the ice cream drivers.
Okay.
And you're quitting because I have just cut your salary in half, but the hours are still the same.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
And just keep in mind, you have all that to play with. Okay, I'm coming to your ice cream truck. You're just about to leave for a job.
Okay.
And I have to break the news to you that we're cutting the hours, and that's the moment you quit. Okay.
Awesome. Okay.
Dan, before you get out there on your route, by the way, your ice cream your ice cream sales have been through the roof.
Cool.
You've been doing a really great job.
I've been here for several months. So.
You're one of 3 people that I can trust here. All 50 of the other people here, not so much.
Okay.
So I'm coming to you because I want to let you know something. As the CEO of this ice cream company, where we sell ice cream to.
I'm glad you know your job. I'm glad that you know your job very well.
Where we sell ice cream to lactose intolerant kids. You know, this is finally ice cream they can eat. So I don't know why I'm pitching you the idea for the business that's already running. But Dan, I got to let you know before you go out on your next go around here. I just wanted to give you the heads up that this next week we're unfortunately gonna have to be. And I hate to say this because you're such a great guy, but we're going to be cutting your hours in half.
That's not what you said.
Wait, that'd be amazing.
Right.
Same pay for half the hour? Sure.
Where do I sign up?
I'm
already employed.
Oh,
Great.
well, great. That's actually not what I wanted to say. I'm retracting that statement.
Okay.
What I meant to say was we're giving you half the pay for the same amount of hours. That's just something we have to do to stay afloat in this business, and we'd love to have you aboard.
As long as I can pay half the amount for a TV, my rent, and my utilities, and still get the same amount, then I'm still employed. But until then, fuck you, I quit.
He's done, folks. You can't quit.
Already did.
Why did I say he's done, folks?
I don't know.
And then I said you can't quit. It's like I realized, wait a minute. As your friend, I thought that was
done,
cool.
Folks.
As your friend, I was like, that's amazing. But as your boss, I was like, you can't quit.
Exactly.
All right,
but
folks.
you can.
Well, that's the beauty of it all.
Anything.
You can do anything if you quit.
If you quit.
So that's probably it. We're going to stop here, folks. But tell you what, go over to randomsauce.net.
RandomSauce.net.
Where you can have access to all our past and future episodes of Random Sauce for what price, Dan?
Free $99.
There you have it. Thanks, guys, for listening. See ya.